Hi everyone, Victoria here and welcome back to my colour cabin. So today I have some new paints to share to you. These aren't brand new to market, they're just new to me. So I have two sets of Holbein watercolours. I've got this one, which is the Luminous Set, which has 12 different luminous colours in it. And I've got the set of 24 Granulating Colors. So as you will know, I am absolutely addicted to watercolour. I love it. It's one of my favourite mediums. And when I saw these, I thought they would be a great addition to my collection. So as you can see, these sets of watercolours all come as tubes. So I'm going to show you how I prepare my half pans. I like to work from half pans rather than tubes. I have all my paints in wooden drawers in half pans and store them in colour order rather than by brand. So I'm really excited to see what these paints are actually like on paper. So I start off by preparing the pans initially, and just to because they're going in as part of a huge collection, and I do sometimes change those round. I write the names of the brand and the paint colour on the side of the pans, just in case my system gets messed up. I know exactly which colour they are. And then it is just a case of squeezing those paints out into the pans. I know that some people let them settle and then top them up again. I don't bother with that. I just put all the fill the paint pretty much to the top, and then I leave the paints then to dry overnight. So this is the Luminous set here, all squeezed out and ready to go. You can see those colours were actually really bright. And then I started on the Granulating Set, and first impressions are that I'm really pleased at the variety of colours. So it seems that there's a good selection of different ready pinks, greens and blues. So here I'm just showing you my swatching page that I've set up in my traveller's notebook. So I like to swatching these little squares, and I've just gone ahead and prepared all those and written the names in. And I'm going to start by swatching out the Luminous Set. And these really are really bright. So this is the Luminous Yellow. Lemon, sorry, that one. And then this is the Luminous Yellow. So you can immediately see there the difference in hue of those colours. And this one is the Luminous Green. They do seem quite transparent when you're putting them down on the page, so you can see the paper peeking through. So that could be really interesting for layering effects. So I'll be interested to play with that a little bit more as they use the paints. Just as I use the paints more. So I've just swatched the Luminous Violet, and this is the Luminous Blue Violet. And whilst these colours are really bright, I'm not convinced by the luminous part of that title. Definitely with the previous yellows and the green, you can see that they are really luminous colours, more neon-like. These a little bit less so, but I suppose in terms of the overall set, it does kind of round out the selection of colours quite nicely. So just saw that I did the luminous blue again. Not sure about the luminous thing. This one is a luminous pink, and I think this for me is very neon. And then this is the luminous opera. Now, for those of you that do know opera pink, then that is a really, really bright colour. So this isn't that colour that I've just laid down isn't really what I expected from that colour, but still nice. And then the luminous magenta there as well. And next we are on to luminous red. And this is super bright. A really lovely colour. And then luminous orange red. So I guess with the pigments, the pinks and the yellows are so nice to kind of mix together. I would imagine that you can achieve some of these colours just from a couple of these tubes. So again, I'll be interested to try mixing my own and seeing how close I could get perhaps to some of these colours. This one is the luminous orange, and again, you know, I think that is what I would have expected from a luminous neon orange colour. And that is the complete set of luminous colours swatched. So now I'm moving on to the granulating colours. And granulating colours have very quickly become some of my favourite watercolours. I just think that the interest that they give on the page, whether that either, you know, just be from a little bit of colour separation, whether that be different colours showing through in a paint, that's kind of most exciting to me. And I think that's what I'm interested to see from this set, is how many of them kind of do appear as a single colour but with, like I say, a bit of texture, and how many of them do appear as maybe a couple of colours on the page. So the first one that I swatched out was Pampas Grass Yellow, and then I did Lunar Eclipse Red and Flamingo Orange, and then this is the Cherry Blossom Pink. And really, the Flamingo Orange to me looks like you can see, you know, some pink and some orange in that colour. The others look to be more of a flat colour just on these initial swatches. So again, I'll be interested to see how, you know, as I work with the paints more, if different papers show different qualities in the paint, that kind of thing. And then I've just swatched out Trumpet Vine Red, and then this one is Burke's Parrot Pink. And both of these colours, you really can see a base colour and then another colour coming through. So the Trumpet Vine Red is quite a deep red colour with some yellowy orange tones coming through, and the Burke's Parrot Pink is more of a pink colour with those same orangey yellow tones coming through. I will show a close-up of the swatches towards the end, which will hopefully pick up some of these colours on video. Video's not always the best for showing what you see in real life. And then I just did Daybreak Orange, and this colour is gorgeous. It's a really rusty orange colour and has almost a purpley other colours showing through. And then the Twilight Purple, which you can see some orange in that colour as well as that purple base colour. And then Erosion J Rose Grey, this one. And this colour is just wow. I absolutely love this colour. This is right up my street, quite a moody, yeah, just a moody colour that I suspect may look different every time you use it, depending on the water load that you use and the paper and all that kind of stuff. So then I did Clematis Violet and then Earthshine Violet. Now the Clematis Violet looks to again be a little bit more of a flat colour, where you can't really see too much of the different pigments showing through. So with the granulating colours, usually there's more than one pigment used, but Clematis Violet, I'm not sure, I would have to look on the tubes, but I'm not sure which pigments are used in that. The Earthshine Violet, though, you can see a very definite like burgundy red colour and then a purpley colour. And then there was Full Moon Yellow, Mimosa Yellow and Wonder Forest Green. And all of these colours for me are just okay. You know, this one is Japanese Bush Warbler Green. They're perfectly fine colours, but I just think for my personal taste, yeah, they're just not the most exciting to me and my colour palette, I suppose. Now this one is Peafowl Green, and you can see there that I didn't pick up quite enough pigment from the pan, so I've just gone in with a second coat. And this is actually really lovely. It's got almost a turquoisey blue base, and then you see some like olivey green colour granulation happening in that colour as it dries. You can just about see that there on camera. And then Equinox Green Grey, I love this colour. It's again just quite a muted colour, very bluey green. Yeah, it's just really lovely, and I think the separation on the paper is quite subtle, but yeah, just a really lovely colour. And then there I just did Ocean Blue, which is very turquoise with more of a bright green secondary colour showing through. And then Jade Vine Blue is the colour in the bottom left, and you can see again a bit of a turquoisey blue with a purple colour coming through. And then Nightfall Indigo was in the middle, and then this one is Shoebill Grey. And if I didn't know already, I am seeing a pattern, because again, this is a moody colour, blue with some black kind of showing through, and I just adore that colour. It's just so nice. And then again, moving on to the Moonlit Light Blue, which is a slightly darker blue with some black showing through, and then Rainy Night Moon Black is just, oh my word, the colours in this colour are just so lovely. You go from kind of really pale peachy orange to a purpley colour through to a black. Yeah, I think that's really interesting. And then the final one was Hazy Moon Yellow, which again, you know, blacky grey with a bit of yellow showing through. And those are all the colours swatched. So you can see here that I'm showing you some close-ups. And you can see slightly some of the different colours coming through. It doesn't pick up on camera as strongly as it does in person. But these are relatively small swatches, so I'd be interested to see what they look like as I start to use them painting bigger pieces, and see them mixed in with a range of different colours. But I think overall there's some really standout colours from these sets for me. I really love from the Luminous set the Luminous Pink, the Luminous Red and the Luminous Orange Red. I think are my favourites. And then from the Granulating Colours, I think the Erosion J Rose Grey, the Shoe Bill Grey, and the Rainy Night Moon Black for me are the absolute standout colours that I love. Oh, and Equinox Green Grey probably. I really, really like that as well. So just to finish off the page, I've decided to paint in some florals just to frame the page. So I'm not going to start mixing the colours at this point. I just want to use different colours on the different flowers and see kind of how they granulate in a bigger space, and how they kind of look together in a piece. So of course I had to start with the Erosion J Rose Grey, and that's the colour that I'm using here on this large flower. And I think what I will do is use some of the luminous colours for the centres of the flowers, and see how that kind of works. So it's just a case of laying down some colour onto these petals. So you can see that I've done an initial wash, and then I keep going in and adding a little more to the edges, just darkening the edges, giving a little bit more interest so that there's some darker and paler colours on the surface of that petal. And then it's just a case of continuing that round, really. So here you can see that I initially apply quite a dark application of the colour, and then what I like to do is then go in, wet my brush again, pick up some more water, and then use the water to kind of spread that colour out. And this is just a really quick play. This paper isn't the best quality. I like using it in my traveller's notebook just because of convenience, really. They're relatively inexpensive, are the refill fill pads, but that does come with, the compromise of it not being 100% cotton paper. And these pads, as I've talked about in the past, do sometimes have sizing issues. So the way that it accepts the paint, sometimes the water beads on top of the paper. So anyway, that's by the by. This is about the paints. So I think that is an important point to note, though, is that the performance of your paints does differ depending on the paper that you use. So hence why I mentioned it. Anyway, back to the painting. So I'm not going to show you me painting all of the florals. This is just to kind of give you an idea of how I like to construct my swatch pages. I like them to be quite pretty. I like to have the paint swatches and then to use the paints in a little illustration on the page as well. So you can see here that I've put another flower on that page, and I am using the Burks, I'm not sure how you say that, probably butchering the name, but Burks Parrot Pink for this one. And yeah, I think those two colours, the pink and the purple, do complement each other really nicely. So when I'm painting illustrations like this, I do tend to paint in the larger sections of colour first, so hence with the flowers doing the petals and things, and then I will go back in and then put details in. So using the luminous colours for the centres and things, and sometimes putting on outlines and things to finish off. So now I'm just going to fill in the colour on some of the smaller flowers that go further down the page. And by doing it in this way, it does really allow the previous flowers that you've painted to dry, so that then when you go back in and put the details in, you're then working wet on to dry, and you can usually avoid reactivating any paint and things and just get some cleaner lines by doing it that way. So I haven't filmed the full process of painting these florals. It was just to give you a bit of an idea as to what some of those colours looked like on the page. And when you see the completed page in a minute, I think, I really like how the colours play together. So here you can see those little illustrations at the top and the bottom of the page, all of the paint swatches, a bit of a title down that left hand side, and that's my swatch page complete. I hope you found it useful seeing these colours swatched out on paper to give you a bit of an idea of what they actually look like out of the tube. If you have enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you gave me a thumbs up. Obviously subscribe not to miss any further content. It really does help the channel. So until next time, wishing you a happy creative week. Bye.